Alex is someone who generally does well in life. A demanding career, a solid social circle, and a wide variety of interests. Alex navigates these daily complexities with relative ease. But dating is different. The dates usually start well. There's laughter, easy rapport, and it seems like both people are genuinely interested in one another. Then, almost 45 minutes in, something changes. A small worry surfaces, an internal warning that this positive connection might not last. This feeling triggers a sudden urge to prove worth. Alex begins to act as if the cafe table is a stage, and the evening is no longer a shared experience, but an audition. This invisible pressure turns the casual conversation into a high-stakes test. Alex is no longer there to meet someone. Alex is there to pass. The reaction is automatic. The balanced talk between two people shifts into a one-sided speech. Alex begins to talk more, not just more words, but in a way that leaves no room for anything else. Every topic Jamie mentions becomes a prompt for a lecture. A mention of hiking leads to a 10-minute story about equipment and altitudes. A movie reference turns into a deep dive on a director's entire filmography. Alex is trying to prove Alex is interesting. Jamie begins to lean back. The eager nods of agreement turn into rare, polite gestures. Jamie's own contributions to the conversation get smaller and smaller, pushed aside by Alex's long, unplanned speech. By the end of the night, the initial spark is gone, replaced by a polite distance. The next day, Jamie sends a text. "I had a nice time, but I just didn't feel a connection." This drive to constantly prove value is exhausting. Instead of building a bridge, the performance creates a barrier, isolating Alex from the person sitting right across the table. Alex looked at these failures and saw a simple problem: talking too much. The logical answer seemed to be doing less of it, to stop talking so much on the next date. This logic addresses the symptom, not the cause, leaving anxiety untouched. On the next date, watching every word, Alex gave one-sentence answers. So focused on not talking, Alex became private, cold, and unresponsive. The silence was just as damaging as the monologue. Jamie was forced to do all the work, asking question after question, only to be met with brief replies. Jamie left the date feeling like they had been questioning a stranger. By trying to fix the most visible sign of the problem, Alex only caused a different kind of disconnection. The conversation didn't fail, it was stopped. Despite acting differently on these two dates, Alex's internal experience was identical. Both times, Alex was not there to connect. The excessive talking and the strict silence came from the same place, a need to be perfect. Alex was performing the role of an impressive person on the first date and the role of a good listener on the second. This constant inner checking, am I doing this right? Do they like me? Consumes every bit of mental energy. A self-audit that never stops. When focus is entirely directed inward on controlling behavior, it's impossible to be present. You cannot truly see the person in front of you if you are too busy watching yourself. Alex realized that controlling actions didn't work. The goal itself had to change. The goal was no longer, make this person like me. The new goal became, discover if I like this person and be present for the experience. This shift changes everything. Alex is no longer a candidate waiting for a grade, but an active participant who is genuinely curious about the other person. Letting go of the need for approval provides the mental freedom to actually engage. The interaction stops being a task and starts being an experience. On the next date, the familiar worry returns. Alex feels the urge to impress by sharing a story about a major award won at work. This time, Alex recognizes the impulse. Alex takes a breath, notes the urge to perform, and simply lets the feeling go. Instead of starting the story, Alex asks Jamie a question about their day and just listens. By creating a space between the impulse and the action, the conversation begins to follow its own natural rhythm. Alex starts to notice the small signs, when to speak, when a story is finished, and when a moment of quiet is actually comfortable. The talk becomes a mutual flow. Details about Jamie's life emerge as part of a natural exchange, not as points in a presentation. Alex shares things too, but only when they fit the moment. Even the quiet moments change. They are no longer failures to be filled with noise, but signs of comfort.
the date feels less like an audition and more like two people actually being together. This happens in every part of life, in meetings, with family, and among friends. Whenever the need to be enough takes over, the ability to connect with others disappears.
Real connection isn't something you earn through a perfect display of your best qualities. It is what happens when you stop trying to prove your worth and simply show up.